My hands were shaking. My heart was thudding. It felt like it was in my throat. I was so nervous. I was sitting in my creative writing class, and in this class, we'd all write short stories, and then we would share them outside of class, then we'd come back and discuss them. And we had just finished eviscerating somebody else's story. It was awful. And then all the eyes in the classroom turned to me because it was my turn. And I remember I got out my pen and I got out my paper, and I was ready just to sit there and just take it, just write notes, just listen to the critiques and help improve my writing. Because you have to understand, at this point in my writing, I'd written several books, hadn't had any success trying to get published or getting a literary agent, and I was pretty much convinced that I was a miserable writer. When I signed up for the class, it was actually one of the most terrifying things that I had ever done, because I was afraid I was going to get found out, I was going to be exposed, that my imposter syndrome, everybody would be like, oh, there's that Mark guy, he doesn't belong here, he shouldn't be in this room with us. And so I sat there ready to hear them eviscerate my story, and then something strange happened. My professor introduces my story, and then he looks at me and he says, we can all learn something from Mark about creating a compelling story with a satisfying character arc at the end. My eyes just bulged. What? I couldn't believe, am I hearing this right? I'm looking around the room like, did you guys hear him? Because that doesn't sound real. This isn't real. This isn't real life. And then the class started talking about my story. And as they were talking about my story, there were people in there that were connecting with my story. And they were connecting it with it like it was one of the published short stories that we had read before we started writing our short stories. They were analyzing my short story. I sat there ready to write down all these horrible things and things that I needed to fix about my writing. And I was basked in praise. And it had never happened to me before. And it gave me the confidence that I now have as a writer. Up here, that's my book. I'm getting published now. And yeah, my other books didn't make it. But it was after this moment that I started writing with confidence, and that confidence helped me write this book. Sometimes you have to take a risk and jump in and just try something. Even if it scares you, just try.